Hello, today we're doing another reacting, but I want to introduce you to somebody. Okay, you could already come over here. Come over here, let me scoot over. These are my two puppies. They're going to be sitting right up here and watching, reacting with me. And so, yeah. So, let's start the reacting. Right,
Hi,
puppies?
I'd love to tell you how I finally managed to begin dating my long-term crush, Britta. You see, I'm not particularly shy, but when it came to Britta, I just lost my nerve. I don't know what it was about her that made me a mumbling fool. I mean, damned. I could be talking with any other girl or boy like it was no big deal. Then, Britta would walk down the hall and I'd blush and go quiet. It was uncanny. I simply couldn't get over it. But before we move on, like this video, hit that subscribe button, and activate the notification bell. This will let you live 20 amazing years longer. Trust me, it works. Actually, it all started back in elementary school. We shared our classes together, and from the first time I saw her, I fumbled. She was the prettiest girl in school to me, even if we were really, really young. She had long brown hair, always combed back in 2 ponytails. I thought those were the cutest ponytails in the world. Yeah, I had a big puppy love on her, and I was like, what, 7 or something? It's kind of lame that it took me so long to actually ask her out. It all happened because both our friends got super tired of seeing us go through this endless will they, won't they scene over and over again. Let me tell you how I ended up locked up in a closet with Britta, my childhood crush. Britta wasn't just pretty. Oh no, she was also super smart and the president of our student council. I loved to see her campaigning for her position every year, smiling at everyone with that big grin on her face. I listened to her proposals to improve the school programs like 1,000,000 times. Well, I never actually heard any of it. I just used it as an excuse to stare at her without her realizing what I was doing. I'd get lost in those beautiful eyes of hers. She dressed all prim and proper everywhere she went, too, like cute pleated skirts and nice blouses. I don't know what it was about her, or if it was everything she did, really, but I couldn't stop thinking about Britta.
I didn't order a pizza.
Darn ad.
But that Parker promo saved me so much on my insurance.
Fine, you guys can go over there and go
Parker, State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
You're the man.
You want the real deal? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
My mom used to laugh when I spoke about her and thought it was so sweet the way I always had nice things to say about this girl. You know, Mike, you speak about Britta as most boys speak about Candy, with that dreamy look in their eyes, she once said. I must have been 8 back then, but this never changed. Mom said I always got the same look whenever someone mentioned it. I'm not sure if it's sweet or creepy, but I couldn't help myself. As long as I had memory, I had always been in love with Britta. We were good friends, too. It was just that I was so awkward around her. Whenever I tried to act cool, I ended up making a fool of myself. My friends made fun of me all the time because of it. Britta lived a block and a half away from me, so I'd walk her home often. We'd talk about anything and everything, but I never, ever dared ask her out. It was as if when it came to admitting my feelings, I just froze around her. I couldn't get past this problem. It was so annoying. I mean, if I had been shy around everyone, well, maybe I would have understood it. But it was just when it came to my feelings for this pretty brown-haired girl that I couldn't get over my feelings of self-doubt. I guess I thought she was so perfect that there was no way in hell she'd ever date a guy like me, you know? I mean, I'm not ugly or anything of the sort, and girls flirt with me all the time, but she was just too beautiful, too smart, too everything. And the worst part was, all our mutual friends knew about my crush, and I do mean everyone. It was one of those secrets that all around you are aware of, but everyone pretends not to know about it. Come on, man, ask her out already. What's the worst that could happen? My friends would ask me, super annoyed with me always sighing about Britta. She could say no, I'd always reply. To me, that was the worst possible outcome. If I didn't ask her out, then I didn't know if it was possible or not. I could imagine one day we'd begin dating and then get married. But if she finally found out my feelings for her and rejected me, it was all over. Years and years of being in love with someone who'd never love me back, thrown away for nothing. I couldn't face that possibility. I know it sounds super lame, but that's how much I really liked Britta. Every single time I promised my friends I'd ask her out the very next day, I'd find an excuse to avoid it. "Oh, I'm feeling super sick today," I would say. Or maybe, "I have this big pimple today. I don't want her to see me like this." So days turned into weeks and weeks into months. The right time to ask her out never seemed to arrive, and my friends were growing super impatient. Apparently, they talked to her friends all the time, and she felt the same way about me. But that's something neither Britta or I knew. It was like this gossip everyone was involved in, except for the both of us. "I have the whole situation under control. I promise," I said over and over again. Finally, our friends got tired of waiting for us to make the first move and made a plan. They were going to force us to be in the same place for a long while. And if we didn't finally ask each other out, then they were going to give up. It was then or never. So one day, my friends grabbed me and began forcing me into the janitor's closet. I tried to fight them, playfully of course, thinking it was just a silly prank. "Hey guys, quit it. I have to get to class," I yelled, laughing. But I couldn't win against 5 guys pushing me into a little room.
5 people?
They closed the door and locked it behind them.
Oh,
I
that
sighed
actually
and rolled my
be
eyes,
so
wondering what they had
bad.
in store for me. "Don't worry about it. We'll be back soon," they yelled through the door, and I rolled my eyes. You see, my friends were really big pranksters, so this didn't seem too odd to me. It was annoying, yes, especially since I didn't want to be tardy or get in trouble. However, it seemed I had nothing to do but wait. A few minutes later, the door opened, and I was shocked to see Britta being dragged by her friends inside the
Oh.
closet as well. She looked just as surprised as I had been a while ago. They threw her in there as well and locked the door behind them. We were both like, WTF is going on? My heart dropped. I felt so anxious, and I'm sure I blushed so hard. I was
And
locked
get
up
your
with
butt out of
Britta,
here.
and it made me feel so excited and worried at the same time. We heard giggling from the other side of the room, and I knew our friends had planned all of this for some odd reason. We kind of awkwardly stood there for a minute in silence, then tried knocking on the door, but no one answered. "I guess we are really stuck in here, huh?" Britta asked, her brown hair hanging prettily over her shoulders. "I guess so," I mumbled, shrugging quietly. So, bit by bit, we began talking, asking ourselves why we were locked up in that closet. We began throwing silly theories around, making each other laugh. I couldn't get over how beautiful her giggles were, and how badly I wanted her to be my girlfriend. We knew there was no point in trying to make an escape, and so we just sat down and continued to chat.
Well,
I mumbled most
come
of what I
back for
said.
part 2.